would do. It would just ignore it and not actually write anything to the LID. So, oh wait, yeah, that would definitely cause a cycle difference. What am I thinking? Since it's not writing anything.
Nice. Okay. So Gen 2 still has print letter delay issues?
I mean, it has print letter delay, but of course it's... I don't know, I've seen a lot of quirks with it. You usually can only modify RNG in a significant way when you're offsetting a random call. If you're not offsetting a random call, I mean, you can do with you print letter delay a long while, you can eventually get a minor difference in RNG, but minor overall, unless it's way far back, which usually can't apply in battles.
Yeah.
So in battles, I usually have to break on when the damage roll happens, then print letter delay on the last 2 frames, and see what I can do around that. And then there's also other issue. Sometimes it decides the V-Blink link. So, and that the RNG of that, it's almost identical to if you just made a frame delay. There's minor differences sometimes, but it's usually the exact same if you just cause a frame delay instead.
Yeah, I've noticed that it does happen sometimes, but Gen 1s are like all over the place. You can do so many different things with it.
I imagine Gen 1 is broken because it's Gen 1.
So you have to take Cyndaquil, you have to nickname it, makes sense because nicknaming is important in a 30-minute task. Do you set a rival nickname?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fastest overall since, I mean, you're forced to have a name.
Yeah.
You can have a default name that's 2 frames faster, but overall, you end up losing it on one name appearing. You can set a default name. It's 2 frames faster than setting a custom name, but the default name is silver, and that's already 3 frames lost. Well, no, 4 frames lost. So, and if you're playing on silver, it'd be gold, 3 frames lost. So 1 name appearance, it's slower, and you already have a name appearance after you nickname it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that looked a lot more promising.
Yeah, this is gonna work.
CasualPokePlayer, who is in the call now, is the author of the TAS Addict, and I want to watch it really closely with him today because
it's very close to a sub 30.
Yeah.
It's 1 second from 30 minutes, so it's really close.
Yep. Do you talk to that guy manually when you enter the room? The blue hat guy?
No, that's automated movement.
Okay.
You can't really improve any of this. It's like
it's all like just dialogue that you mash through.
Yeah, it's just dialogue you can mash through. Then you have to just leave. Phone call.
How do phone calls work? Or is this like a scripted one that you have to get?
Yes, you have to get it. You're just forced. You stop, and then you get the phone call. You wait until the phone call happens, and you mash your text. Of course, going through that is faster.
It's 30 minutes by task timing, so it's already sub 30 by RTA, PogChamp.
Oh yeah, it's definitely RTA. RTA is sub 30 easily, and I don't think the previous task would have been RTA sub 30. So, yeah, it wouldn't have been. I mean, actually, you would wait, or it actually, I don't mean like a couple seconds faster, since auto input doesn't count to as RTA. that counts for his task, but not RTA. So he uses double auto input means in the end.
Is are Leer Shakes faster than tackles?
Yes. I also need I need the HP too. So and Toto doesn't have tackle. He has scratch. No 156 to use. So
Okay. Right.
If
I was thinking
tackle,
more
tackle
offensively. Can you just like spam your attacking move and be faster? But I wouldn't know.
Also, tackle hits are slower than Leer hits, and tackle misses are faster than Leer hits.
Okay.
Oh, and also, Leer fails are slower than tackle hits.
Gotcha.
So that's like the general order. You want to avoid being hit, generally. Or if you cannot avoid that, you want to be hit by a status move. Or, in the case of, say, Zubat having Supersonic and Leech Life, you kind of want Supersonic Miss. Because, Leech Life is not very effective, it's a draining move, and so, that's way slower than getting a miss from Supersonic. And Supersonic has the animation, so you don't want to be hit from it. And also text blocks every time you have to make an attack.
Oh, so you walk one left here to make that guy walk less.
I take one extra step, but he takes 2 less steps.
Nice. So he walks back. Okay.
So it's faster overall.
Yep. Hello, easy games.
I also go down here so to reduce this movement.
When is cut grass strats? Not task viable. Dan's game.
We don't get cut until the fucking forest. Which, there's not really point.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a point in task, I know. Well, Vi, there is a silver glitchless task as well. We just can't... I can't verify that one. One, because I don't have a silver card, and 2, because... Was it synced to... enters...
Enter printers. So...
Yeah. In Gen 2, the longer tasks need to be synced to a specific cartridge. RTC clock. Because you're syncing against both the GBA's clock and the cartridge's RTC clock chip. Did you manipulate a different LID and TID and stuff like that, or did you get to reuse?
Yeah, there's a different TID for this. Instead of using JPHL, I'll use RST30. And A will equal B9. And so it will jump to FAB9, which is a little before box names, but it just knob slides down to box names, so...
Nice.
And I don't have to scroll through. I unfortunately have to use 3 box names instead because of spacing issues. Mostly because of limited opcodes, actually. I can't replace the Terminator for box 1.
Is this Bellsprout good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Bellsprout, I just need a filler Pokemon, pretty much. Since it jumps to, like, the end of Pokemon 3's, stats, so... And then the egg will be Pokemon 3, and the DVs will make a jump back to Cyndaquil. But, well, but I also need to make sure the Cyndaquil species ID will be executed, since that will make the correct A value.
Got it. Quick here, did we not nickname the Bellsprout intentionally?
Its name appears only 2 times, so
okay.
It's not worth it at all.
Okay.
the 2 times is teaching it cut and using cut.
Nice.
And teaching it cut is fastest because it has empty moves. So it's nice. It's much better than catching something else.
Cut all grass TAS. Lawnmower TAS. That'd be a good April Fool's joke. That would also work for Roller Coaster Tycoon. Lawnmower percent.
Silver inputs. I think I just reused for the beginning portion, like the beginning dialogue. I just reused that task, but soon, it eventually had a, change. Probably once I needed to manipulate Cyndaquil. So, yeah, that had to be changed, obviously.
I don't think there is color lag when you change HP bar colors, is there?
I don't think so. Changing HP color will be unavoidable, because you have to take some damage here.
Yeah, so, Randall, they completely reworked the code for it in this game, because it changes colors as the bar drops now. So there's no way to go straight from green to red and skip yellow or things like that. It will always show green, yellow, and red on the opponent. In Gen 1, in Gen 1, if you go into yellow bar, that's a 5-frame loss, and then go into red bar, it's another 5-frame loss. This has to be done on gold, right?
And the TID is faster, and that doesn't really matter. You're going to be changing a lot of inputs just to... the movement would be mostly the same, but the battles would be completely different, just because RNG. Oh, and I'm avoiding accuracy drop text here. Ha 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 ha. 1 and 256.
Yeah, that's a nice little thing.
And that's acid manipulate. I don't even know how I managed to do it with only 3 frames of delay. So yeah, that fight's the most annoying thing to TAS. Also, 256, 139 rolls for the crits. Yay! This fight's not fun to do at all.
More phone calls.
Oh. Oh, I was way behind on the fucking stream. Haha.
Yeah, it sounded like you were lagging a bit.
Yeah, my computer was lagging a bit, and that's why I was so far behind on the stream.
Okay.
So it's so fast just to input the box names, because you can talk to the man on the side, which is faster than talking head on.
Gotcha. So that was programming the box names there.
So you don't want to talk to him head on first, because actually no, it's just because you don't want to talk to him head on because it causes him to take 2 extra.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, because he can go straight down with you going from the side like that.
It also makes it so why it's actually better to talk to him on a turn frame in this glitchless task. So, we have to talk to him first in the glitchless task to get the egg so we can deposit it. But it's best to talk to him on a turn frame since it reduces his movement by 2 steps.
Oh, is the egg not going to hatch in time in this task?
It would not hatch until, the rocket hideout if it was glitchless.
Gotcha.
So it takes a long time for it to hatch. To 139 goals in their TAS, because that's... yeah.
Because thanks, game, for making things so difficult.
I would first have to do a casual playthrough of that game.
And then maybe speedrun it and then TAS it.
Which I will probably not at all, since I don't even own a DS. So... I also love how Cyndaquil's fastest for Russell.
That is hilarious that that worked so easily.
And its fastest to have 2 139 rolls for Ember, non-crits. Yeah, I don't own a I don't own a DS, so I can't play that. 139 roll and then a crit, so that works. And another interesting thing with print layer delay. You can print layer delay bullshit when it's doing AI stuff. The more complicated the AI, the better it is.
Oh, nice.
The less complicated, i.e. wild Pokemon or twins or I think campers too, it doesn't do jack shit. Like at all. So yeah, that's really annoying when that happens. Also, very interesting thing about this Fire Breather. I found out it has AI offensive, which discourages non-damaging moves. But it also has AI setup, which encourages setup moves. So you need AI setup to encourage it. Well, 50% chance to encourage it on turn 1.
Okay.
So you need that 50% chance, otherwise it will be discouraged. Tail will be discouraged.
Huh.
So yeah, they directly counteract each other. Luckily, I only need 2 turns on that fight, so it's not hard to get it. I mean, I need 2 turns on that fight, so I don't have to take a hit. Since if I took 3 turns, I would have been forced to take a hit.
So you have to go talk to Kurt there to open up the entrance to this Slowpoke Tail Cave. Okay.
Now it's grind rocket grunts for 5 minutes. The game. I mean, Pokemon's not very hard to do. It just takes a long time.
Well, the ace payload at the end is difficult to do if you don't know
That
it right.
Okay, even then, as long as you have a good understanding of GBZ80 assembly, which I sadly do, it's not hard.
I can read it, but I don't like. I've never written anything in it, so I don't really know how to produce stuff.
I've written some notes to it to make sure you at least understand what the fuck's being modified, but
Yeah.
I probably should have documented a little better, particularly Yeah, it was just basically what I just copy pasted what I had in Notepad++ at the time. I
It
was just
can't be as
writing
bad
everything.
as when I did the TwitchCon GDQX presentation for Yellow NSC, and I was like messaging Lucky Typhlosion every other day. Lucky, please tell me how this freaking TAS works.
Lucky, please. Lucky, please. Please tell me what the fuck this space does.
I know the inputs. It's playing back. That's all good. I don't know what to tell the people it's doing.
Tell it doing magic and black sorcery.
But then he ended up getting me a description, and it worked out.
Also, interesting that Ekans dies to a 1 in 39 crit. You know, a nice thing that, you know, Totodile can't do at all.
Nice.
Oh, and also we Totodile, not Croconaw. He doesn't evolve to a Croconaw until after Bugsy, which, yeah. Well, you get an early evolution, so that largely helps.
Is there anything crazy you could do with like intentionally delaying the evolution to have like a shorter cry for a couple of battles, or do you need the extra damage?
What do you mean by how do I delay it? I'm just fighting the minimum amount of trainers. I have to fight.
Oh, but you could like cancel the evolution start, right? It probably wouldn't be good. Ignore me.
No, the short would not. Just going to the evolution screen would just cost like a second. Just doing that, no, actually a couple seconds lost if I do that. And that doesn't really. That also doesn't count for the time lost from not getting the extra damage. You know, the second rock grunt. I need the extra damage for the Ekans.
Yep. Okay, so that throw it out the window. That was too crazy of an idea. And you have to get poisoned there?
It's fastest and you're healed right away after this fight, so it doesn't matter. There's no animation getting poisoned, so it's really fast.
Is there something you could do, like with the accuracy drop, where you could, like, Gen 1 miss the poison effect?
I mean, as I said, the poison effect failed, that went way slower.
Oh.
There's a delay before that for it. So, yeah.
Okay, we got twins Amy and May. Spinner.
Another interesting thing I found on Glitched. Okay, the Spinnerack I need to use Ember, but the Ladybug, that gets killed by a tackle crit. Somehow.
Nice.
No save corruption, that's what NSC means. I don't know why this thing can die to a tackle crit. I'm really sad that it can, just because how that really shows its stats.
Well, you also killed Geodudes with Ember.
Fair enough. And just as a note, Totodile would not get Water Gun for the Geodudes. So, unless it's an optional, but that would override just using Rage. Yeah. Which is much slower, since you kind of need it. That's also a nice, I guess, an advantage for Cyndaquil somewhat, since you don't need to be hit for Rage for a Cyndaquil. But if you're getting hit, that's slower than getting a miss.
I'm thinking NSC could also stand for No Suicune.
NSC stands for No Save Corruption. I forgot what. God. Whatever.
Yeah, save corruption is interesting once.
Hello.
Save corruption. You have a less than 4-minute task.
Hey, Big Bass. We got a CasualPokePlayer in here too, because we're walking through the gold coin case verification. Oh, there is one easy games. There's a MK Dasher did one, and MK Dasher is pretty difficult tasser to. Yeah, he's a god. I like that visual glitch. That dude's hair is going crazy.
I really wonder why the fuck that's happening.
It's a thing in Gen 1 too. There's like a bug with the top line of...
Gen 1 too? Oh, it's inherited. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Gen 2. Thanks for inheriting Gen 1 bugs. Why am I thinking bugs are like something... it's VB... Yeah, the task will probably be on VBA.
Yeah, it is VBA, but it's not worth exploring right now, Easy Games, because we're waiting on the fix to the timer 1 discrepancy, which is like I have it on good confidence that it is a multi-years long potentially fix. Like somebody's going to need to either completely rewrite the cycle accurate GBA emulator, which is
and a lot of research. Yeah,
not a thing.
It's gonna take a long time.
Yeah,
don't expect it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Also, all these tackle crits will be 1 in 39, and the last hit, which will not be a crit, will also be 1 in 39. And I need Lear to hit every time, and Lear only has about 10% chance of, not being really discouraged.
Nice.
So it also has AI setup, and since this is not the first turn at all, it will be discouraged about 90% of the time. So... yeah, that's a lot of bullshit I have to do.
Yeah.
Also, I have to swap tackle for the third move, so for the ace. So I just do that real quickly.
Nice.
It's actually much faster to do it in battle than out of battle.
Oh, for sure.
Mr. Wind did it out of battle with Slowpoke. I'm able to do it in battle, which is much faster to do. It takes forever out of battle.
Yeah. Easy, the low battery thing is for Sapphire, specifically because it doesn't rely on the same timer for RNG seeding, and so it would potentially be more syncable than Fire Red Leaf Green with just a change to the sync settings to allow for setting up the game where it has a dry battery from the start, and the dry battery is
yes, you can swap moves out of battle. There's literally a moves tab in the Pokemon menu where you can swap moves around.
Yeah.
Of course, it has a sound effect and it takes forever to do. That sound effect's actually mostly the reason why it takes forever to do.
And this is where you need cut. Randall, did you know that you can use cut on grass and mow grass down? I mentioned that earlier, but I didn't know that until like a year ago.
You know it if you speedrun Crystal or Gold. Or no, Crystal. Gold doesn't need to do that.
No, Easy. You can use cut to cut the grass itself. You can like literally destroy grass.
You can't get encounters if there's no grass.
Yes. Hey, the coin case. I think we just blew Easy Games' mind. Yep. Nice. That was pretty quick. Yeah, it's a thing in like versions 1 to 5. For anybody not noticing, we just beat the game too, by the way. Well, congrats, CPP. It's synced on real hardware.
Ooh. That's great.
You not only cheated the game, you cheated yourself. I didn't do anything.
I also like it how input display goes crazy during the ace.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
Also, a little interesting note. The auto input doesn't terminate correctly. So you can press A to go after the end, but auto input will go back, will go back, and yeah, it doesn't terminate and it gets stuck in a loop.
Okay. So what happens though if I like reload? Oh. What happens if I reload the game?
I mean, the game doesn't save, so you just go back to new game.
Oh no.
Yeah. Eventually, it'll stop flashing the start menu, and then it'll get stuck in a loop. I don't know why you get stuck in a loop instead of continuing, but it does.
Yeah, that's basically what it does. I don't know. What do you think, CPP? Do you think this will make Vault, or do you think it's there's too many similar categories?
It's a fucking coin case.